The missing children's incident stems as far back as the first game, being told to us through newspaper clippings on the walls. 5 children were lured into a back room by a man wearing a mascot costume, and the kids were presumed dead, as their bodies were never found. We theorized that the children were hidden in the suits. This was later confirmed in the Give Gifts, Give Life minigame, where they were in fact stuffed into the suits. The children's souls attached to the metal in the suits, possessing them. These series of events have been told 1,000 times before, yet something stands out still. Something that doesn't sit right. Golden Freddy. Cassidy. The one he should not have killed. Why out of all the spirits is Cassidy the most vengeful? The one who has so much hatred for Afton that she created the very purgatory that he remains in to this day. What happened to Cassidy to make her hate Afton that so much more? Well, I believe that it all has to do with one overlooked detail in Security Breach that will give us the answer to Cassidy's backstory, how she died, and the reason why she hates Afton that much more. Before we start, I want to say thank you for all the support on the last few videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry this video is taking a little longer to make. I've tried 3 times to make this video now, and I wasn't happy with the result of them. I want to make good content for you guys and not just slop. So yeah, thanks once again, but anyway, let's get into this theory. The Ender warehouse is considered to be one of the scariest parts of Security Breach, but putting fear aside, this place hides a secret in plain sight that gives us a starting point to this theory. Throughout this section, you need to open doors in order to progress. Some of these doors are completely normal, some of them have been graffitied over in order to manipulate the endos, but there is one of these doors that shows something completely different altogether. At the back end of one of the hallways is a door. By entering the room, we are met by another one of these doors, but this one is different. Whereas all the other doors have something to do with training the endoskeletons, this one shows us an image of a young girl in a hospital bed. Why in an endo warehouse is an image of a young girl in a bed here? This image has nothing to do with the endoskeletons, so why is it here? Well, let's take a closer look at this image. The image shows a young girl with black hair in a hospital bed with a yellow and blue lamp on the table next to her. Something that immediately stands out is the bed sheet. We've seen this bed sheet before. It is the exact same bed sheet in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. The bedding is identical, and what's more is that a familiar looking lamp is sat right next to the bed on a table. Could this bed be the FNAF 4 bed? And if so, could this young girl be in the FNAF 4 bedroom being experimented on by Afton with a hallucinogenic gas? But this is where things get interesting. I believe that we have seen this girl before. In the security logbook on page 31, we see an image of the puppet giving a young girl with black hair a birthday cake. And it's believed that this young girl is Cassidy, due to the connections with the Happiest Day minigame in FNAF 3, where the spirit of the puppet gives a birthday cake to the spirit of Golden Freddy. So is it possible that this young girl we see in Security Breach is in fact Cassidy being experimented on in the FNAF 4 bedroom? I believe that the answer is yes. It would actually explain a lot. Cassidy being experimented on in Afton's underground facility, being put through hell by the nightmare animatronics, it would explain why she hates him so much more than the others. So I decided to keep digging. Surely there must be more evidence to back this theory up. And after a bit of digging, I think I found something. Ultimate Custom Night. The game in which you play as Afton being endlessly tormented by the animatronics in a purgatory created by Cassidy. So if what we see is created by Cassidy, the animatronics we encounter must be characters that Cassidy has seen before, otherwise how could they be here? So we have the originals, the toys, the withered, Springtrap, the phantoms, the mediocre melodies, the rock stars, and even the nightmares and the fun times. Why are they here unless Cassidy has at some point seen them, especially the nightmares? The nightmares were just hallucinations, so how does she know about them unless she saw them? And even the fun times, Cassidy had never encountered those, right? Well, wasn't the FNAF 4 bedroom connected to Circus Baby's entertainment and rental? Meaning that if Cassidy was in fact being experimented on by Afton in the FNAF 4 bedroom, she might have caught a glimpse of those characters at some point in time. But it doesn't end there. If Cassidy created Afton's purgatory, and has then therefore recreated all of the animatronics she knows existed, that means that she also gave them their voices. So everything we hear from the animatronics are based around their personalities and what Cassidy knew about them. Some of them were created to annoy Afton, like Withered Bonnie cracking face jokes.
I may be missing my face, but even I could see his tongue.
Or Mr. Hippo just being Mr. Hippo.
Just ice cold lemonade. Ooh, you ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half. Ooh, it's so. You should try it some. Well, you can't because you're dead,
But it's some of the nightmares that have very interesting voice lines which give us some insight of what Cassidy knew about the nightmares. Take a listen.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed.
This voice line tells us a bit of what Cassidy knew about the nightmares. The quote, "I am remade," tells us that Cassidy knew that they did in fact exist. And the quote, "but not by you," tells us that Cassidy knew Afton created them. Now take a listen to this Nightmare Fredbear voice line.
This time, there is more than an illusion to fear.
The fact that he says this tells us that Cassidy knew that the nightmares were in fact illusions. Oh, and not to mention, take a look at the Ultimate Custom Night Office skins. You have the original, which is a mix of all the games, the Sister Location one, which is a mix of Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, the FNAF 3 one, which is just FNAF 3 with lots of mixtures of different assets, then the most expensive one, the FNAF 4 Office, which is literally just the FNAF 4 bedroom. No new assets, not a mix of multiple games, just the FNAF 4 bedroom. And if Cassidy never knew about this bedroom or saw what it looked like, how could she recreate it so accurately? And if you think that's where it ends, take a look at this. Once you make it to this door, there is a button next to it that, once pressed, opens the door. And what was behind it shocked me. A gift box and an endoskeleton. Once you open the gift box, the endoskeleton activates. And that's when it hit me. You receive a present, then the endoskeleton comes to life. You get given a gift, then given life. Give gifts, give life. The same minigame in which you get jump scared by Golden Freddy. Not to mention, in the Give Gifts Give Life minigame, you play as the puppet. And what do you receive in the present? A Night Marion plush. The nightmare version of the puppet. So knowing what we know now, I believe that the missing children's incident played out a little differently. After luring 5 kids to the back room, William killed 4 of them and stuffed them into the suits. But he had something special in mind for Cassidy. He abducted her and brought her down into the FNAF 4 bedroom, where she was experimented on with either the sound illusion discs or the hallucinogenic gas. The puppet would talk to her in secret, giving Cassidy words of encouragement, as well as explaining to her the horrible truth of what's going on around her.
This is a nightmare that you won't wake from.
Somehow, Cassidy died because of it, Maybe a simulation malfunction, maybe accidentally killed by an animatronic, or just a bad reaction to the gas. After she died, the puppet brought her spirit back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where it all began, and she took on the role of Golden Freddy. Which explains why Cassidy's body is the last to appear in the minigame, and only appears once all the other kids have been stuffed. But before I wrap this theory up, just take one last look at the door. What about the massive tear in the image? What does it mean? Well, I believe that the tear is meant to split the image in two, and show us two separate people have been in this bed. Cassidy and whoever we play as in FNAF 4. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Again, sorry this one took so long to make. I just wanted it to be good for you guys. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this theory and what you guys think the door represents. But thank you once again, and I will see you all next time.